here, and it's been about 3 months. I guess it's a few days before it'll be 3 months since I started this journey, which is like crazy to think, especially because I said I was gonna give it like a year. So I mean, I guess this means I'm a quarter of the way through, which is like kind of scary because I'm nowhere near where I want to be. But I guess that's actually part of what I want to talk about today, which is just taking the long view on things and being persistent and trusting the process. I don't know what results I expected by this point. When I look at things, I think it's probably going a little bit faster than it goes for a lot of people who are trying to, create a streaming brand or content brand. So I'm grateful for that. But I don't know. I guess maybe there was a part of me that thought I'll do this for a year, and then by a year I'll be making, almost as much as I was making my old job, and I'll be able to do this full time. And it's pretty apparent to me that at least some of that is certainly not true, unless I have a really non-linear sort of spike in growth. And that's okay. I think that if you had asked me a month ago, that would have really, really bothered me, because I was so fixated on, okay, well, what do I do if I don't make it, to where I want to be after a year? But what I've realized is that it's just not helpful to focus on the destination, or at least not in a fear-based sense, right? Like at the end of the day, it'll be 9 months from now, and I'll be where I am, and there's no point stressing over whether it'll be the right point. And instead, I just gotta trust the process, right? And just show up every day, do the best I can, and feel like every day I gave it my all. And that's what I'm trying to focus on right now, rather than focusing so much on the numbers what the numbers need to be relative to where they are. But it's definitely difficult, right? Like everyone always wants everything to go faster, right? And I don't think, like if you had asked me intellectually, of course I would have said, no, it's not just gonna take a year to get where I want to get, but I think part of me hoped it would, and it could still get there, right? Growth is not necessarily linear, especially in the content and streaming space. But I think it's taught me sort of like lessons for life, I guess, which is that it's not about like big movements, right? And sudden leaps. It's about the consistent grind, right? And building the skills and building the value. And occasionally, the external validation comes in huge spurts. But the internal growth is the important part, right? And that just takes time, right? So what it means is that I have to be a better player, better content creator, better streamer. And I'm doing that slowly, day by day. And yeah, this feels good to not be so attached to the outcome, right? Because at first I was like, oh, well, I don't want to have to ever get a normal job again. Like, what if I get a normal job? Like, that's, a disaster, right? And of course it's not a disaster, right? There's nothing wrong with having a normal job. And of course it'll be my preference, but realize I'm going to be happy regardless. I'm going to grow regardless. And I have to keep reminding myself this, super, super fortunate to even be in a position where I can take a year and try this. And all I'm doing is robbing myself of the joy that I should have in getting to pursue something that I love, by focusing on what happens if I don't get, the ultimate prize, right? And I think at the start of this, part of the reason I went on this journey is because I knew that if I just follow my interests, things will work out. Right? That's how I actually ended up at Riot. I didn't plan on working at a video game company. I didn't plan on working in the video game industry at all. I was probably gonna end up being in finance, like an investment banker or consultant, or one of the more traditional industries. And although I think I could have been happy doing those too, by actually just following what I cared about and trying to contribute value to that space, which was games at the time and esports specifically, I ended up in a really awesome place, and I'm hoping to replicate that. And I think that's just sort of how I want to live my life in general. Like, do what I want, what I care, like invest myself in the things that I care about and do the best that I can, and then hopefully good things happen. And I think no matter what, I'm learning a lot about myself from this whole journey, right? Like I'm learning what I'm strong at, what I'm not strong at, what people resonate with that I do. Definitely learned that a big part of the streaming part, especially, is not just streaming. Like, you can show up every single day to stream and experience no growth. It's a lot about what you do off of stream, actually, like creating content and promoting yourself. And I haven't been as focused on that outside of like putting out guides and videos. Actually, I guess I haven't been focused on it, but I've been doing a lot of the stuff that I need to do. But there's definitely more I could be doing there. But for now, until I have no chance to qualify for the TFT World Championship, my focus is on the competitive side and being the best player I can be. So I continue getting coaching. I'm continuing to climb, which is really good. I'm almost back in Challenger, about 100 LP away for those of you who know how the system works. So, and Challenger is top 100 in North America. I want to go way higher than top 100. I'm hoping to get to top 10 by the end of this season, irrespective of whether I qualify for World Championship, because I realize that's a super high bar. So I think now, unlike before, I feel like I have a path forward. You know, like I'm getting coached. I have a much better understanding of where my issues are. I'm less tilty, which is actually great. Actually, now I think, hey, I'm less fucking tilty. I didn't actually think about that. I don't tilt nearly as hard as I did maybe 2 months ago, but I still definitely have issues with tilt, and I don't expect them to go away overnight. But yeah, I think I'm just more unattached to outcome, and I think that's the best development here so far. And that, ironically, or not ironically, you know, almost maybe counterintuitively, is only allowing me to focus on doing the things I need to do to get my outcome. Because I think everyone knows what it's like to sort of be paralyzed by your fear. You know, paradoxically, when you fear something, often instead of taking action to prevent the outcome that you fear, you instead just don't try the thing at all, right? Because you have a fear of failure or a fear of hardship or whatever. And now I'm more chill. I'm like, look, my life is gonna be fine regardless of where I end up, so let's just give this shit a try, and instead of focusing on whether, just focus on how. So doing that, much better on my routine stuff, reading more, which feels really good, reading Tony Robbins, who I used to think, I don't know, he's just one of those people who you hear about and you're just like, oh, it's just some like self-help dude. He's actually fucking amazing. I really encourage you to check his stuff out. The thing that convinced me was listening to his Tim Ferriss podcast episode a few years ago, and then more recently I watched his documentary, I'm Not Your Guru, which is really amazing. It's about what goes on at his seminars. It was really, really impressive. And yeah, just trying to start every day on a really, really strong foot. So yeah, it's going pretty well in that sense. Internally, I feel good. Externally, I want things to be better, but I always want them to be better. And when I look at things objectively, you know, I was at 1,000 subscribers, I guess, a week and a half ago. Now we're at, I actually don't know. Last I checked was like maybe 3 days ago, and I was at 1,100. So it's continuing to climb, which is great. And I'm just focused on trying to be a little bit better every day and not look at the scoreboard so much. So anyway, that's pretty much it for this week. And you might notice that Uzi is much less furry because he got his first haircut last week. And I guess the first few weeks that I had him, either I wasn't brushing him correctly, or the brush that I had, which is a brush I no longer use, wasn't appropriate, or maybe it's both. So he has his summer cut now, but it'll grow back. He still looks super cute, but I prefer him with all the fur and everything. But thanks so much for watching. We got plenty of stuff coming up in the future. We're moving up. Maybe not at the velocity that I want, but it's I should be grateful to be moving up at all. And thank you so much for supporting me. Peace. Hey guys, I hope you liked the video. My name is That's Primal, and this is Uzi, and we are on a journey to become a professional gamer. Yes, both of us. And that means a combination of making content, streaming, and competing in tournaments. So if you like the video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. It really, really does help us on our journey to make this dream a reality. And we're going to be putting out content on a regular basis that's designed to help you get better at teamfight tactics. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you next time.